And welcome here to Lumpkin Stadium in Waxahachie, Texas, where today the Southwestern Assembly God University Lions will tackle the Howard Payne University Yellow Jackets. Both teams lost their first season opening game, and so big win today for both clubs if it happens. But right now, quickly, we have our own sideline reporter Tyler Evans standing by with head football coach Jesse Gotting.
Thanks, guys. Now, Coach, after experiencing a loss last week, what did you tell the team to just really motivate them and re-energize them for tonight's game?
Well, we came back to kind of some simple things in terms of we felt like we got very outcome-oriented the second half last week, and so we got to go back to the process, and the process will make the execution work, and we can go from there. And, you know, they get an opportunity to play college football, so hopefully motivation doesn't have to be too much of it. But
Definitely. Now, Coach, we have played Howard Payne University twice, and we've beaten them, but the scores were very close. What is your plan of action for tonight so that we don't get behind at all?
well, we're going to actually if we win the toss, we're going to defer. So they're going to get the ball first. Hopefully our defense will stop them, and then we'll go out and create what we did last week, score right away, and keep rolling from there is the plan. So we'll see if that works.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck in today's game. Back to you, Rob.
All right, thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Coach. Now, let's talk about last week. Tough loss last week. Mark, up 20-7 second quarter. What happened?
Well, we had 3 opportunities to really break the game open. Bethany College did a great job on defense to keep us from pulling away, giving themselves time to land on their feet, and they made a great comeback.
Saw a few bright spots, though, in the game last week. How about the play of James Hopkins, running back, freshman? A lot of carries the first half. Second half, Coach Frank Tristan just basically went another distance and went another way and later apologized and said that will not happen again. He's a good running back.
Right. Well, early in the game, the pace and the tempo was going our way. Then Bethany ran 19 out of the 22 plays in the third quarter. We suddenly found ourselves behind, and we started trying to pass, and the run was forgotten a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, today's game is the 5th matchup between the Yellow Jackets and the Lions, and they've split the first 2. The last 2 years, 2 come-from-behind wins. Talk about 2011, a 21-15 win with Reed Golson.
And that one there, we led the entire way, and then the Yellow Jackets came back with 2 late scores. Reed Golson, a sophomore, came off the bench, engineered a 69-yard drive, and he scored the winning touchdown with about 20 seconds left. Today, if he wins, he could finish his career 3-0.
Against the team he used to be on, right?
Right.
Yeah. 2 defensive starters not available today. Who are they, and what's happening there, Mark?
Well, we've got a couple of defensive guys out. One of them is Deontay Morrison, who was injured last week, and Shaquem Taylor, who had to leave last week's game and will be out today, but he will return next week. And that hurts the secondary.
Well, and that means Coach Allen for the defense will have some shifts. He's going to start, count them, 5 linebackers today. So it'll be a base 3-5-3 defense, moving Mo Monserrat from strong safety to cornerback.
Right, and opposite from him is Kyle Flood, a freshman, starting at the other side. So those are the 2 guys you want to watch, number 32 and number 2.
Last week, we held the Bethany defense to 130 yards in the first half. In the second half, it all broke loose. 227 rushing yards total. And again, like you said, they just took off and ran. And don't think Howard Payne hasn't watched film of that game. What will their attack be this week? A lot of running?
Well, exactly. Both of these teams, if they can run first to set up the pass. Howard Payne ended up with 274 yards passing a week ago, but that was mostly because they fell behind 28-7 in the first half.
Final score there was, I think, this 47-29 loss to Trinity University. They've actually lost 17 of their last 18 games, allowing 47 points last week, and last season gave up 44 points a game. So the defense is a bit thin, so let's hope the Lions can take advantage of that.
Well, we need to get our offense rolling, and it'd be cool to see who our starters are for today.
Well, let's take a look at today's starting offense. Here's the 11 on the field to start the game.
Reed Golson, Grandview, Texas, senior quarterback.
James Hopkins, Ferris, Texas, junior running back.
Jason Bethel, Red Oak, Texas, junior, fullback.
Jeremy McDonald, San Antonio, Texas, junior, wide receiver.
Vanique Benton, Waxahachie, Texas, sophomore receiver.
Tyler Jenkins, Weatherford, Texas, sophomore, tight end.
Mitchell Grimes, McKinney, Texas, junior offensive line.
RJ Adame, Keller, Texas, junior offensive lineman.
Darius Griffin, McKinney, Texas, sophomore, O-line.
Paul Selsky, North Richland Hills, Texas, junior offensive line.
Peter Corkin, Dallas, Texas, junior offensive lineman.
And that is your starting 11 offensive players for the Lions today. 3 offensive keys, Mark, in order for the Lions to win this game. Number one, let's talk about getting back to the air. Reed Golson threw for just 70 yards last week. His number one target, Jeremy McDonald, 0 catches.
Right, they threw to him a couple of times. It didn't get going. He was 10 out of 24 passing. We've got to get better. The second key is to take better advantage of our opportunities. Last week we had 5 drives that started at the 40-yard line or better, and we scored only 1 of those. Our average starting position in the first half was our own 47.
Then the third key, stay on the field. Look at that stat there. 2 of 13 on third downs last week against Bethany. Can't do that again today, Mark.
Right, we've got to score in the 20s.
Got to give the defense a rest, too. So let's take a look now at the starting 11 players on defense for your SAGU Lions.
Jeremiah Mott, Slida, Louisiana, sophomore, linebacker.
Kendall Evers, Danbury, Texas, senior, linebacker.
Kirk White, Dallas, Texas, sophomore, linebacker.
Dalton Snyder, Ennis, Texas, sophomore, linebacker.
Trevor Van Kempen, Las Vegas, Nevada, sophomore, defensive back.
Muhammad Mansoray, Dallas, Texas, sophomore, strong safety.
Kyle Flood, Grand Prairie, Texas, freshman, corner.
Dylan Snyder, Ennis, Texas, freshman, safety.
Harry Ford, Tilburn, Louisiana, sophomore, defensive end.
Isaac Ice Cold Caston, Dallas, Texas, senior, DN.
Rodney, DJ Johnson, Springfield, Missouri, senior, defensive tackle.
It is your starting defense for the Lions. They're going to have their hands full because, again, they're banged up a little bit. Some new starters, 5 linebackers bring this game. So what are some of the keys you see for the defense in today's matchup against the Yellow Jackets?
Well, our defensive keys, we have got to minimize turnover damage. Last week, we fumbled twice, and our defense allowed both of those to result in touchdowns. We've got to stop the run a lot better. We gave up 227 on the ground. And that's not good, and they got 4 touchdowns on the ground.
And then the third, you see they're forcing punts. Bethany was 7 of 15 on third or fourth down conversion attempts. So they were on the field too much, and the defense, I think, just got tired and wore down.
And coupled with the offense going 3 and out too many times.
Yeah. Another bright spot that I noticed from the game last week was that 5 players had 6 or more tackles. So you know, there was a lot of team hustle, not reliance on 1 or 2 players to make things happen. So did you kind of catch that as well, the defensive spreading the wealth as far as tackles go?
Yeah, they did. The defensive line was busy, though. Ike Caston and DJ Johnson both picked up 7, 8, 9 tackles. The linebackers were busy, but that was because Bethany was running the ball well.
One red flag that I see is the stalled offense that we both saw in the second half. Listen to this. The Lions opened the game with a 13-play, 69-yard drive for touchdown that took 5 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. It was a beautiful drive that the Lions made look real easy. But then, Mark, over the next 12 drives, they only had 41 plays for 76 yards and 18 minutes, 31 seconds of possession. So that's 3.4 plays a drive, Mark. It's basically 3 and out and punt.
Right, and 2 of those drives we had an early fumble, one of them on first down. And what happened for Bethany was when their starting quarterback, Justin Payne, was knocked out. And for those of you who watched the game, he's out for the season. But then they brought in a freshman quarterback, and they went with a little conservative attack, running the ball. And lo and behold, they started ripping off big chunks of yards in the third quarter, and the coach stuck with that. And then the first 2 drives, they went close to 20 plays and only threw once.
Yeah. And another thing I saw, I hope that they will patch up, is a really conservative aerial attack last week. It looked to me, Mark, like senior quarterback Reed Golson wasn't going through his progressions downfield enough, maybe settling for too many short screen passes that really didn't result in many yards. So it was either that or offensive coordinator Frank Tristan just didn't feel comfortable airing the ball that much. But Regardless, we are ready for kickoff here at Lumpkin Stadium, and the Lions will kick off to the Yellow Jackets. And we are underway here in Waxahachie. Taking it to 9. Out to the 20, still on his feet, down to the 30, 40, 50. He could go all the way. One man to beat, down to the 5, 10, and tripped up inside the 5-yard line. Marked out at the 3-yard line. So just like that, Mark, the Yellow Jackets put the sting on the Lions with the opening kickoff drive or return nearly back for a touchdown.
Well, you can't beat that for field position unless, of course, he ran it all the way back. And hardly anybody got a finger on him. You know, a week ago, the game turned on an 85-yard punt return, and that player for Bethany wasn't even touched.
That was Tristan Fuentes, a wide receiver, senior from Burleson, Texas, putting the Yellow Jackets in outstanding field position on their very first play from scrimmage.
Fuentes is a senior from Burleson. Here they are at the 3-yard line. Quarterback hands off up the middle.
And stacked up, and for no gain, Lions snuffed that one out.
The running back there is a local product, Zaran Dove from Ennis. You're going to hear a lot of players today from Ennis for Howard Payne as well as SAGU. He was held for no gain there from the 3-yard line. Nice gang tackle.
Starting quarterback is Richard Young for Howard Payne. He's a freshman from Gunter, Texas. Looking for a quick, easy score against the Lions here. Just a minute into the game. And here's Young from the shotgun. Looks right, throws right. He's got a receiver right through his hands, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Flood gave him great coverage there, and the quarterback didn't have room to go. Went over the top. The intended receiver was Colby Micka, who's from Flatonia, Texas. Here we are, a quick 3rd down.
3rd and 3 now. Young hands it off inside, still on his feet. Pushes the ball down to the 1-yard line. I believe that could have been Zaran Dove there, Mark.
I think it was. And they're at the they got down to the 1-yard line. They've got a decision over there, Roger Geis, and they're going for it on 4th and goal at the 1-yard line.
Hey, why not? You've got a ball club that's won 1 out of the last 18 games. You got to put points on the board. Why not? It's 4th and 1 from the 1, and he is not going to get in, and the Lions hold.
What a big stop. Ike Caston was in there. He shed a tackler, got in and tackled Young, the freshman. Big stop for a 2-yard loss. John Allen called the right number.
Absolutely did. And the Lions bend but don't break, and somehow the scoreboard still reads 0-0 after a huge kickoff return down to the 3-yard line, and Jackets just stalled from there.
Ike Caston, they call him Cast Iron. And he came with the skillet there on 4th and goal. Now the Lions, Rob, get a shot here on their own 3.5-yard line.
Golson inside his own end zone, hands off to Troy Hopkins. James Hopkins, and he rumbles forward.
You know, he averaged almost 5 yards a carry last week.
For a gain of about 5 in the play, yes.
He transferred here from Northwest Oklahoma State. He's got some power. He definitely wants this game as well as Golson because he also spent some time at Howard Payne.
Golson now on 2nd down. He's going to have to scramble. Out to the 5, turns the corner, puts his head down. Number 92 on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. That's Cody Crowfoot from Lampasas. And gonna be pretty close to a 1st down. They're gonna move the chains, Mark. So 1st down Lions. Get that ball out of your own end zone, right?
Yeah, that was a little generous spot there. Crowfoot, you have to like that name. Very good lateral pursuit because I thought Golson was going to have more room than that. 1st and 10 for the Lions.
Golson sends 2 wide receivers out left. Single back set behind him. Handoff to Hopkins. He's out past the 15-yard line, and Again, Tristan, he basically said, my bad, when we were talking to him this week about not giving Hopkins enough carries in the second half. And we were loving his play. He was a new kid and really took over the game in the first half, and then Tristan went another direction. But not today. You'll see plenty of Hopkins in this ball game.
He had several quick hitters last week, and the Lions lined up when triple wide receivers on one side. They haven't done that yet in the early going.
Olsen from the shotgun. Again, inside to Hopkins. Over right tackle, gets across the 20 down to the 22-yard line.
Victor Gonzalez, their junior defensive back from Midlothian High School, comes up with the stop, and that's going to bring up third down and a short 2 yards.
I think another dosage of Mr. Hopkins. Just the right call play call here. McKinley and McDonald to the right. Benton in the slot on 3rd and 2. Olsen trying to draw defense offsides, and instead it looks like it might be against the Lions, and it is going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Last week we had 8 penalties, and 4 of them came against the offense on first down. And in doing so, it put the offense in a hole, and that was part of the reason why they struggled. Now, so far the runs have either been right up the middle or on the right side. That looked like where we had motion before the play started. It's going to be 3rd and 1 now. It's a 3rd and 6.
Passing situation for sure. 4 wide receivers. Reading the top of your screen, 1 on the bottom. Golson back to pass. Down the middle, across. Pass complete to McKinley. He's going to be well short of the first down. That'll bring up a 4th down, and out comes the punting unit.
That was 7 on 7. Johnny Monroe coming over to make the stop. Correction, that was Victor Gonzalez, the other number 7, coming in to make the tackle. And that illegal procedure shut that drive down. Here go the Lions average about 70 yards in penalties a game. Not the start we wanted.
End over end punt lands right near midfield and jumps right up in the air, and Lions will corral that one at the 47-yard line, 48-yard line.
Steven Stewart, not a good punt. He got a little bit of a roll on it. Last week he did quite well, one of his better games.
Mark, there's a flag on the field. We'll wait to see what that is.
That one was about a 31-yard punt.
Like a holding call against the Jackets, but it was after the kick, so they will assess that at the point of the ball spot.
Well, coming out on the field, DJ Johnson, the senior defensive tackle. Ike Caston, the senior defensive end, coming out. And also Harry Ford, very strong defensive end, number 90. They're going to be the guys anchoring the front. Watch how active they are. They did great on the goal line stand. Now, Howard Payne will probably open the offense up a bit, starting at their own 39.
And here comes Yellow Jackets for their second possession of the game. Should have put at least 3 points on the board, but they elected to go for it on 4th and 1 and came away with nothing. So, but still pretty good field position, Mark, at their own 39-yard line. And now referees blow the whistle.
Making sure the placement of the ball. You know, the Yellow Jackets have lost 17 of their last 18 games. I do not blame them for going for it while ago on 4th and goal. When you've been in a losing skid, you definitely want to come out and play for a win. And Roger Geis called several solid runs, but the Lions were up to the task. Come away with a goal line stand to start the game.
Howard Payne is located in Brownwood, Texas. That's 77 miles from Abilene and about 150 miles from Dallas. So you don't want to say the middle of nowhere, but it's out there.
You know what? If you go back about 60, 70 years ago, Brownwood was a hub of all kinds of activity because the U.S. Army had their base there. Then that base ended up moving over to just north or just south of Waco. So it used to be a good-sized town.
Richard Young in the shotgun. He's going to keep it. He's going to look left, now roll left. Met by Snyder near the 45-yard line.
Well, the early sign there was good. The defensive backs had everybody covered, and they are going with a hurry-up offense.
Absolutely.
They've got 3 wide receivers out at the top.
There's that 3-5 defense, and here's a short pass, now past midfield, around the corner, 40, 35, cuts back inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Nice play from the Yellow Jackets. That's number 10 on the play. Aston Murray, a senior from Lampasas, Texas.
He looks like Aspen Martin motoring around.
Look at him, turn the corner, cut back forward, gain another 4 or 5 yards.
And Dylan Snyder makes a second straight tackle.
Handoff up the middle, around the left side, still on his feet.
Zeron
Nearly
Dove.
tripped up, down past the 10 to the 9. Dove making it look easy again for the Yellow Jackets as they are in the red zone for the second time in about 6 minutes of play. And Mark, there it is again, a no huddle, trying to keep the Lions off guard. They'll rush 3.
Dove again right up the middle.
And that's Michael Umpenauer dragging Dove down for a minimal gain. Bring up second down and 6 to go.
Now, since it's 96 degrees out here, warmer than we anticipated, that no huddle, hurry up, is going to put a lot of pressure on the defense.
We said in the pregame, Howard Payne, watch the film, and they know if they can wear down that line. Now here's a pass inside and scrambling forward, touchdown. Yellow Jackets sets Colby Micah, punches it in for Howard Payne.
And Dalton Snyder missed the tackle, and that was Colton Micah, their leading receiver from last week. He had 6 receptions last week, and Howard Payne makes no mistake about it this time.
I think they prefer a 45-yard drive versus a 3-yard drive. Nice pass inside, finds a seam, squirts right past Mott into the end zone. Easy play for the Yellow Jackets.
The key there was a nice block by wide receiver number 86, Cornier.
And with 8:40 left in the first quarter, HPU takes a 7-0 lead on Southwestern. What did you see on the defensive? Did it get tired in your mind? There was a lot of no huddle action there.
Yeah, you know what? The no huddle gives them very little time to make any switches in the lineup. It's 96 degrees and doesn't give the defense a chance to get into their rotation. Five plays, 51 yards, just took them 1 minute and 21 seconds. Right now, the Yellow Jackets draw first sting, as it were.
Guess we have to claw back to tie this up here. And the last 2 times we've played this ball club, we've fallen behind. You mentioned earlier a 21-15 win 2 years ago on a last-minute drive from Golson, and then in 2012, the Lions were down 17-3 before rallying for a 27-17 win. There you see 27-17, 298 yards to 362 for Howard Payne. Outrushed us by a ton, but then Golson was able to outpass his quarterback counterpart and trailing 17-3, a huge comeback last year. So Lions once again find themselves down early to the Jackets, who again have just won 1 game in their last 18 contests.
A year ago, the Howard Payne made 6 turnovers. You're not going to beat many teams when you're coughing up the ball. That had to be a point of emphasis in their preparation.
Here's a kickoff that's going to run through the hands of McKinley, 5 yards into the end zone, and touchback for the Lions. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, as well as check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and all your other social media sites. And want to remind folks, on all away games this year, you can hear the game on radio on SAGU.TV by listening to the wonderful voice of my partner, Mark Ward. You hit the road for all the word games. Thank you.
Well, we're excited
You're
about
road warrior.
Next week, we will be up in Lawrence, Kansas for the SAGU at Haskell University game. That'll be the beginning of our audio broadcast.
Here's a run up the middle for a gain of 4.
That was Troy Griffin getting his taste of the action. Griffin, I was going to just say that Griffin and Hopkins have very similar attributes running. They look very similar. Both have a mix of speed and power. And so far in the first game and the beginning of this one, most of the time they're running between the tackles.
Golson, hands off. Nice, nifty move from, that was Troy Griffin, the junior transfer from Houston, and gives the Lions a first down. Move those chains. Ball near midfield.
5'10", 205, kept the feet moving. Nice pickup for the Lions. The last thing we needed there was a 3 and out, and they come right out and pick up a first down. Move the chains on the ground.
On the pistol read, Golson hands it off again to Griffin, and he's going to go nowhere. Stays on his feet, but the whistle does blow. As what you're probably going to see is Golson reading the linebacker. That's why he keeps it in the breadbasket of Griffin, to read the linebacker. And if the linebacker stands up and moves to the right, Golson will probably keep it himself.
And the key to that play was he ran right into the strength of the Jackets defense and number 29, Bo Ross. All conference a year ago. He's a senior, 6'1", 210, number 29.
2nd and 8. Golson back to pass. Quick strike, incomplete over to McKinley. Still not looked McDonald's way yet. It's early, but he's the #1 receiver on this ball club, and you've got to get that Golson to McDonald connection. Getting it going early will be a key to this game, Mark.
Well, you have that right. He is the #1 threat probably of either team. A year ago in his sophomore season, J-Mac averaged almost 19 yards of reception. You see him now at the top of the screen.
3rd down and 8. Big play here early in the first quarter. Golson under pressure and sacked. A huge monster hit put on Golson. Jason Disney, freshman from Austin, Texas, welcomes Golson to the game. And that'll bring up 4th down, and a complete lack of assignment from that offensive line. Looked like he came out of nowhere.
He was on the back side, and I don't think anybody actually had him. And Golson just took a little too long. Here he comes.
From the outside, unblocked. Golson had no shot.
Great play
even
by
get that
Disney.
off. Now here's a punt at the 25. It's a good one. Going to be fielded at the 15. Cut back. He's on his knees. They're going to whistle that dead as the receiver, Colby Micah, downed his knee near the 15, so was unable to really get a decent run back on that. Elected not to call for a fair catch. But how about that hit on Golson?
Wow. Came from his blind side, and as you've heard our quarterback in the NFL, Peyton Manning, talking about being familiar with the blind side. They don't see it coming. And once again, we're not looking for McDonald. So the offense is obviously looking away from him and going to the right side.
I'd like to welcome all of our viewers watching out in Brownwood, Texas. We're glad you've joined us here on SAGU Sports Live on the SAGU Sports Network, as your Yellow Jackets have jumped out to an early 7-0 lead here in Waxahachie against Southwestern. Now he's going to look downfield. He heaves it. He's got a man open and overthrown, intended for number 6 on the play, Tristan Fuentes. Young had a man open, but by the time the ball arrived, there were a couple of line defenders. They're ready to take care of business, and thankfully the ball was overthrown.
That was Dylan Snyder and Mo Mansoray. Ball just floated too long. The quarterback probably could have gained that many yards if Young just had maintained possession and ran. He also had a back in front of him. And as it turns out, there's a penalty on the play, and the Jackets are backing up. So the early going Howard Payne looks sharp. Lions defense has been on their heels right from that opening kickoff when they took it to the Lions 3-yard line. Fortunately, John Allen's team held. It was an illegal forward pass.
Just across the line of scrimmage, it appeared. So 5 yards tacked onto that. It'll be 2nd and 15 on the 12. Young from the shotgun sends a man in motion. Rolls left, cuts back up the middle, has running room, and dragged down back to the line of scrimmage. Nice play. I think that was one of the Snyder brothers again.
It was Dalton. Yeehaw! He grabbed a hold of him like he was at the Mesquite Rodeo. Number 18, one of our top tacklers. I think he was number 3 on the team last year as a freshman. Made a big stop.
Now on 3rd down, Young in the pocket all day to throw up the middle. Pass complete to his tight end near the 22.
Snyder again on that stop. There was about 3 or 4 guys. Kendall Evers. Now the previous play where they had the illegal forward pass, the play counted as an incomplete pass. Tacked on the 5 yards, so that made it 3rd down and long. Lions would give up something short, but they come up with a good stop here. It's 4th and 6.
Troy Griffin is set back to receive this punt near his own, well, now backing up to the 25-yard line. Now back up to the 30.
This is a change. It's usually Trevor McKinley.
And Josh Epler will handle punting duties for the Yellow Jackets and nearly blocked from the outside. And here comes Griffin and has to fall on it. Was a step behind where the ball landed, so able to grab it with his edge of his fingers and just fall on that ball at the 39-yard line. So the Lions will get their 3rd possession of the game. Looking to even this score up.
They've got several playmakers on offense. Vanique Benton, Jeremy McDonald. We've spoken about Trevor McKinley. Those are the wideouts, and Dylan Moore, number 14. So far, they haven't gotten any of those players on track.
Yeah, but like a while ago when you called my number, I didn't.
I think the offensive line needs to give Reed just that extra half a second, extra second to make those reads. And, you know, I go back to the Dallas Cowboys. Not a big Cowboys fan, but that offensive line back in the 90s was the reason they have rings in their fingers now. No disrespect to Troy Aikman or Emmitt Smith or Michael Irvin or Jay Novacek, but that offensive line gave Aikman the time he needed and the holes Emmitt enjoyed for that team to win and win and win. And I really believe that is the key to any ball club, essentially, is that offensive line. So we'll need to see if Reed can get more time today against these Yellow Jackets, who are giving up plenty of points. So let's get some points ourselves this year, right?
They gave up 44 a game last year. Darius Griffin is the right tackle. Paul Selski, number 71, is the left tackle. Peter Okorican, number 67, is the left guard. The right guard, Big Mitchell Grimes. And the man in the middle, R.J. Adame, number 72. He's the center. He's the one that starts it all. And the Lions are set up and ready to go. 1st down. And the official and Coach Jesse Godding are
a little chit-chat.
Yeah, I think they're talking about, there's a nice Italian restaurant over in DeSoto.
It's called Tuscan Slice right here in Waxahachie.
Yes. They've got a great deal. For $20, they just keep bringing it to
Great
you.
oven-baked pizza, Tuscan Slice,
man.
right here in downtown.
Well, the one nice thing about being on the home side on a day like this at 6 o'clock, the home fans are in the shade. The visitors on the opposite side are under umbrellas if they're smart.
At least for another hour, so they indeed will be under the sun. And here's goals in the last 2 seasons. 6 of 24 last year, 5 of 11 2 years ago, but a big game really in 2011. And look at the passing yard differential there, 233 to 64.
In 2011, he shared the quarterback duties with Jason Rice and came off the bench late and made a few really clutch passes and led the team down. He scored the winner from 4 yards out.
Well, today, the SAGU volleyball team came away with a pair of victories, right?
not just a pair, they capped a 4-0 weekend at the Kansas Wesleyan Classic, and they looked outstanding. You've got to come out and see them when they make their home debut on SAGU Sports Live on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock. We need a great crowd. They went out against St. Mary and defeated them 3-0. Then College of the Ozarks, we lost the first two, came back and won 3 in a row. And then they defeated York College this morning. They swept them in 3 and then beat a good McPherson College team 3-1 by winning the last 2. Hank Moore's team has got it going. They're now 6-3.
Yeah, that's right. They left 2-3 Friday, back now 6-3 in the season. So off to a great start. Now back to football action here as around the end and getting nowhere is Carvin Colton. First time we've called his name and number all year long. Carvin Colton is a freshman from Dallas, Texas, Molina High School.
Right over there on the West Oak Cliff side. And it looked like he was supposed to go inside, and he broke it outside. A great one-on-one tackle by Victor Gonzalez. You know, this first half is winding down pretty quick.
First quarter, right. We're already inside 5 minutes to play. Golson now sends 3. He was at the top. He's going to throw left. He's got Benton, check that, Benton, near past the 46-yard line, a bit short of the first down. That'll bring up 3rd and about 3.
The key to that play being made was Trevor McKinley with a nice block, pushing the defender to the outside, and then Benton read that and cut inside, picked up a few yards, and it's now much more manageable 3rd down and 4. Do you think they're going to run it? Do you think they're going to pass it, Rob?
3rd and 4. I like to see Hopkins maybe on a play action fake, give it Hopkins up the middle. You know, show the pass, give Hopkins a nice lane, pick up 4 yards. It's doable. And he is in the ball game, and now a timeout on the field as the Lions were not set for that play as the game clock was running down. So you mentioned Vinique Benton. He knows this field very well. He played here at Waxahachie High School.
Right, he was a quarterback. In fact, had some great success here playing for the Indians. Then went out to Abilene Christian, transferred into Waxahachie to play for SAGU, so he redshirted last year, and he's a great addition on the campus. Students like him, the team likes him, and he can do a lot of great things. Here's the replay coming of that.
We talked about what will take for the Lions to win, and 2 things that I really see happening, Mark, and that is the offense has got to control the time of possession. You look at last week, and they must chew up more time to get that passive defense and rest. And second, again, the Golson-McDonald connection has to get rolling. 0 catches between the 2 last week. Now back to action. Golson quickly rolls right. He's got a man downfield. Pass complete to Dylan Moore at the 46-yard line. Well executed play.
Let me tell you, if you're a fan of old style football, that Dylan Moore is kind of like a wide receiver with a linebacker's mentality. Here's that play again. He runs a little square out, catches, dances out of bounds. He's like Bronco Nagurski on the offense.
It's quick on his feet. First down, Golson looks to pass, looks right then left, now scrambles, still on his feet, elects to run with it, and drag from behind, just gain a couple on the play. And on the tackles is 92 for the Jackets. That's Cody Crowfoot again.
Well, and if you looked at the top of the screen, McDonald was open, but Golson had ran to the right. Then he looked back over there again, and the defensive back seemed to be baiting him, hoping he would throw one because it'd give him time to run in, maybe get a pick 6. But here we are, 2nd down and a long 6.
Nick Benton out wide left. McDonald, bottom of your screen. It's going to be Hopkins up the middle and head over heels, surges forward right near the first down marker. Let's see where they spot this ball mark. It is going to be really close. Looks like maybe, well, about a yard short. I thought he was closer to the 37. They marked him at the 38.
And the big stop by Bo Ross. He's from right outside of Brownwood in the town of Early, Texas. Played for the Purple and Gold, the Longhorns, and just outside of Brownwood. early high school.
Here's Hopkins again.
I think he got it. Ran off
He
right tackle.
pushes the pile forward. Absolutely. First down, Lions. And now for the first real sustained drive so far of this game.
A key block there by Mitchell Grimes. Olson's looking in for the next play. So the chains have moved. We're at the 36-yard line, and you know we're working to capitalize on field position. And Rob, here we are.
It is another 10 yards. They will be in field goal position, but the Lions want to tie this up as Golson works from the pistol. He's going to keep it himself. He read the linebacker, and now he cuts forward for a gain of 5. And that could have gone either way. He had that thing in the hands of Hopkins and pulled it back out when he saw the linebacker shift into the hole. So he kept it himself, ran outside, and was able on his own athletic ability to get those 5 yards. It looked like he was going to be pushed out of bounds near about the 37.
Yeah, he was somehow able to elude Xavier McFalls, number 20, with a nice move, kind of a soft, stiff arm. And turned what looked like a 5 to 7 yard loss into a 5-yard gain.
2nd down and 4. Golson sends 2 receivers to the right, 1 left. It's Hopkins again. A heavy dose of Hopkins continues to unfold on this drive, and he is again right at the edge of another SAGU first down. Let's see where they mark that ball. It's going to be about a half a yard short, so bring up 3rd and inches.
That time they ran behind Paul Silsky, the left tackle. He blew his man about 4 yards out, opening that hole. Nice game.
Bet you nickel Hopkins gets the ball again. And he is going to get the ball, and he gets the first down and more down to the 20-yard line. Runs Hopkins.
He was driving Bo Ross backwards. He had him hog-tied, but we'll take that first down. We're at the 22 now, Rob.
Now Hopkins is going to come off the field. But the Lions have found a new running back to take the place of the bullpen by committee we had last year.
Right. None of those backs returned this year, and it's all new backfield.
This time, I think that may have been Griffin. We'll check the pile. It was Griffin, number 12, 5'10" junior. We've reached the end of the first quarter here at Lumpkin Stadium, and your score is 7-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Let's take you down to the sideline where we've got our own Tyler Evans standing by. Tyler?
Thanks, guys. Here I am with the new SAGU cheer coach, Drea Saros. Now, Drea, you were previously a cheerleader for SAGU. What are some things that you learned from your coach that you really would love to instill into the team?
Well, I did learn from my previous coach, Bob Robinson, that first and foremost, it's your spiritual walk, and then secondly, close second is talent, and so just all of my abilities and all of my experience, I'm trying to press onto them as well.
Very awesome. Now, as a new cheer coach, what are some changes that you've already made with the team?
Okay, well, for instance, we're going to most of our away games. I think we're only not going to one, and then we have a stunt instructor and a tumbling kind of coach that comes in on a regular basis and helps us with that. And kind of our weaker areas that have been weak for a while, we're trying to build those up. Because the girls are great. It's just the technique that we're working on now.
Thank you so much, Drea. Back to you, Rob.
All right, thank you, Tyler. This is the 11th play of this drive. They've held the ball for nearly 5 minutes, 40 yards. Now McDonald, his first reception of the season, is good for a pickup of 7, maybe 8 yards on a quick slant pattern. We're going to see a lot more of that this year. That will be the first of many connections between, I think you call him J-Mac. You got all these funny nicknames.
Right, Troy Griffin got out there with a block. Also Peter Okorokin, 67. Anytime you get the ball in his hands, it's a threat for 6.
Gain of 7, 3rd and 3 now. Golson, short screen pass to McDonald, in trouble, can go nowhere, wrapped up, snuffed out by the Jackets. That was McKinley. Trevor McKinley on the reception. That'll bring up 4th down, so out comes place kicker Gish, James Gish, who has got a huge foot.
He was virtually an All-American a year ago, made 15 out of 21 from the field. The holder on this is number 46, a freshman, Chad Deeren. Justin Fox from Waxahachie High School is the long snapper.
Like they'll spot this ball at the 23. Kick is up. It is good. 33-yard field goal. Cuts the Jackets lead to 4, 7-3 your score with 13:37 left in the second quarter. Looking at some first quarter stats, Lions actually had more first downs in that last drive, really, than the Jackets. 5-3 rushing yards, nearly equal. 56 for the Lions, 58 for the Jackets, and net yards passing almost again nearly equal. 16 yards for the Lions and 13 for the Jackets. Let's go now, quick commercial. Oh, actually, we'll keep it right here. We'll keep it right here as
now
the Lions will prepare to kick off.
I was going to say we ran 20 of the 32 plays. There's only 1 yard separating the two teams, 72-71. But the only thing that matters is what's posted on the CNB Texas National Bank scoreboard. 7-3 Yellow Jackets. Lions need right here to anchor down those 3 points by forcing a punt out of the Jackets and coming down and capitalizing on that on offense to take the lead.
Now, the last time we saw the SAGU Lions kick off, we did not like the result at all. So let's see if we can get some more containment on the outside and keep this run back maybe within the 20-25 yard line would be great. How about just a kickback, a touchback?
That would be great.
That would be better.
You're looking at the heir apparent to the kicking game, especially as a place kicker, Chad Deeren. He could replace James Gish next year, who graduates in the spring.
Freshman from Garland, Texas, sends it flying well into the end zone. That's what you want to see right there. Let's take away all possibility of a 90-plus yard return. Give them the ball at the 20-yard line and take your chances from there.
Well, he took advantage of the wind, which is blowing from right to left. It's supposed to be a milder day, the weather forecasters were calling it, but evidently they don't control the thermometer.
Be sure to catch us at 7 o'clock this Tuesday as the Lions volleyball team makes their SAGU Sports Live debut against Mid-America Christian University, who will enter the game 2-6. Of course, the Lions 6-3, so you can catch it right here on SAGU.TV Tuesday night. Here comes the Yellow Jackets.
Ron Dove, right up the middle. Please tell me an Ennis tackler put a stop to his ways. I think it was.
And coming out of the game for the Lions, looks like he's a bit injured. Mason Guidry, or is that Kirk White? We'll catch that. And now here's another running play and a few yards gain. Number 36, fullback Wesley Edwards.
Correct, that was Mason Guidry who was banged up.
Guidry. And again, the no-huddle offense keeps us on our toes up here in the booth as it's 1st and 10. The Jackets keep pounding the ball. Now here's a big run up ahead, past midfield. And the Jackets finding their way on offense with the running game. A week of film study paying off as they're trying to wear down that defensive front, that 3-5 base defense for the Lions. See, there are 5 linebackers right behind the line. Now here's another run right up the middle and stopped for no gain and dragged back, maybe for a loss on the play. The Lions right there to meet that one. That's number 94, Etheridge Brooks.
The guy to watch on their offense, the key to their running game, number 31, Geraldo Nadine, fullback, 5'7", 260 pounds. This guy is like the human teapot, short and stout, and when he gets all steamed up, I'm telling you.
Young throws left, pass complete at the 50, cuts back to the 45, still on his feet. Drag from behind. And a fumble on the play. There's a fumble on the play. It looks like the Jackets.
I think they called it down, though.
Jackets will maintain possession. They did call the play down at the 43-yard line, and they're ready to snap another play. This is a hurry, hurry, hurry up offense.
3rd down and short.
Run inside, pass the 1st down, and more. The pile still moving.
It's a scrum.
That was about an extra 7 yards on just, like you said, just about a 15-man scrum.
You know,
on that play.
Rodney Dangerfield once said that he went to a fight and a hockey game broke out. We're here at a football game, and we just saw a great little scrum. He ran about 13 yards on that play.
See if the Lions will blitz a little bit. There's a run up the middle again. That's number 22, Zarin Dove, getting plenty of calls. And Jackets, no sooner does the referee put the ball down, they're ready to snap another play.
2nd down and 5. They've got their entire offensive line back from last year, and you can tell their confidence is in the Beef Boys up front. And Dove is looking very good running.
Hand off the big fullback up the middle.
That was Nandine, excuse me, and they give the big dog a bone because he's just been spending a 1.5 quarters blocking, and now he's going to go rest for him.
Young rolls left, looks to throw, does. Pass complete at the 17-yard line. 1st down, Howard Payne.
And Eastwood comes over to make the stop.
That's Jeremy Masterson on that reception. Here it is. Young rolls right, jumps up in the air. High toss. Masterson able to haul it in. And now here's another play to the end zone. Incomplete, nearly a touchdown.
It's AM, PM. It is Dylan Snyder. He was awake before the ball got there. He came over and shut the lights out.
Saved the touchdown for sure, as that was in the hands of the receiver, but unable to maintain possession for a complete football move. That brings up 2nd and 10 from the 17-yard line. The Jackets.
That was shades of last weekend, the big blow he put on.
Nearly punched that one in. And here comes Dove again. Nice, nifty move, still on his feet. Stopped inside the 10-yard line.
We're going to start needing to see some defensive linemen on the turf to get low.
And 3rd and 3 now. And now a timeout on the field as the Jackets want to talk this one over.
Actually, the timeout was called by the
Southwestern. Want to talk it over. Check that.
And they have got into such a rhythm. I think John Allen says, you know what, this is a big play, and we're going to stop the action.
Watch
here's the hit.
Pass. He had it in his hands, but unable to come down and land on his feet. And all the credit to Snyder.
That was Aston Murray, not Aspen Martin, the sports car. And
thanks for clarifying that, Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thoroughly confused.
He knocked the headlights out on that play. Last week, Aston Murray, 5 receptions. He's from Lampasas, 5'10", slot back. And I bet you they go to that pass again.
Lampasas in the Austin area, northeast of Austin, a few miles. A lot of players from Texas on this Howard Payne roster. In fact, I think there's just one player who's not from Texas. From Ocala, Florida, is Ben Long. Everyone else, all 90-plus other players on the roster, hail from the Lone Star State. So here we are back to 3rd and 2 now. Young in the shotgun. Hands off up the middle. Dove again on the carry, and he's going to get nothing on that play, as the Lions are ready to put a stop to that.
Well, they put a stop, but not before he's going to pick up a 1st down. And here they're going running again.
They did push the pile forward, so they're going to give them a 1st down. 1st and 5.
Or 1st and goal.
First and
DJ
goal.
Johnson
First and goal
is in
from
the
the
middle.
6.
They're running right at him, but
There's
they're going
a
to
throw up
pass
the middle.
instead. It's Snyder with a big play.
Nice play. Just gobbled up the receiver, Joshua Kennedy. had nowhere to turn as Snyder was waiting for him and put the hurt on him.
I like the young kid. He's a tough nut to crack. Freshman out of Ennis High School. There it is again. Then Jeremiah Mott comes in and polishes him off.
No gain on that play. 2nd down and 6. Receiver stack left. Dove, he's wrapped up in a hurry. Kendall Evers, nice play on Dove.
We were sitting down at lunch a couple of days ago, and I said, Kendall, 2 years ago, you weren't even getting close to the field.
Right.
They weren't even letting you sniff the sideline. Now you're one of the main players. He goes, I'm loving football now.
Little time, little experience, little trust from the coaches, and earn the playing time, and it becomes a fun game. 3rd and 5 now. Young back to pass, scrambling right, looks left, may keep it himself. 5-3, extends his hand. Is he in? He's asking for a touchdown, and they're going to say he's just out of bounds, about 4 inches from the end zone. He was close.
You know what? I thought he got the ball.
You see the line judge right there. They're going to mark it right outside the goal line. This is about as close as you can get, half a length of a football. Here it is as he scrambles around the corner and sticks his arm out, and the line judge right there to see it, just inches short of the end zone.
He backed off the field. It looked like he got it, but it's going to be 4th down. And I believe they're going to go for it.
And now a timeout, this one called by the Yellow Jackets. They want to talk it over now. They've been in this position before, 4th and 1, and came away with nothing less than a minute into this game.
Wish we had an end zone view of
Here it is again. This is closer to the goal line. Now take a look at his left hand as he extends the arm and pushes that football. But is he out of bounds before? That looked to me like a touchdown, because the end zone extends to infinity. And if he was in the air, if his knees had not touched the ground and that ball crossed that imaginary line, that should be a touchdown, Mark.
I would think it was. Ike Caston is the one in pursuit. Nobody, not a single linebacker or DB came to pick him up. They were all sticking with their receivers. The line judge there, because the play was coming right at him, retreated and backed off, and because of that, I don't think he was able to get as good a view as he should have had, or the field judge back in the far corner.
Last week's score, you see Howard Payne gave up 47 against Trinity University in that loss, and again they averaged 44 points, giving up 44 points last season. So right now they're knocking on the door offensively in a 4th and 1 with 8:31 left in the first half. Here's Young, looks left, in trouble, gets it off.
Oh, a big stop and a big hit by Jeremiah Mott. The applesauce king of the defense.
And he is fired up, and this crowd is fired up.
It's a replay of it. Watch 42 come in and lower the bone.
And that saved the touchdown because the receiver was wide open, and look at the ball, clearly affected by the hit by Mott. So all the credit to Mott on a heads-up play to pressure the quarterback Young to prevent 6 more from going on the board.
You know, the receiver was open. He stopped, planted, and Kendall Evers looked like he lost his footing, and the ball was still going to be a yard or 2 away from him. Great defensive call by John Allen. Sent the linebacker on a blitz.
Here's the bad news. We're at the 1-yard line. We got to go 99 yards to try to punch this in the end zone. And here's the play up the middle. And all kinds of running room.
Troy Griffin breaking it loose.
He's out to the 40, the 45, the 50. 2 men to beat, dragged down inside Yellow Jackets territory. Amazing run from Griffin.
There were no penalties on the field. Lions big run. You were calling for more of these quick openers. There he is, Troy Griffin, number 12.
He says, don't forget about me, Mr. Hopkins. And here it is again, nice cutback. Sheds a tackle there, and then he looks for his McDonald, giving him the block, legal block, and he just follows McDonald's block clear down to near the 40-yard line. Back to live action now, 1st and 10, under 8 minutes to play, and the Lions are on the prowl. Now here's Golson and more Griffin. But check, that was 22 on the play. That's not Griffin. That is Carvin Colton. Griffin's probably needs a breather. That was Carvin Colton on that carry.
You know, they brought him in from the southwest side of Dallas, and he was one of the recruits they feel really good about. Freshman running back, and he's playing behind 2 juniors, and expect to see him develop as the year goes on. I think he's the first one from Molina High School, which is fairly new.
2nd down and 6 now. For Golson, who's in that pistol read. Watch him in the linebacker. See what he does there, and he hands the ball off to his running back, who pushes forward for an easy first down, and that's Troy again. Griffin, you see what's happening here is Golson simply reading the linebacker. Oh, that was Colton again. Reading the linebacker and deciding at the moment whether to give the ball to his running back or keep it himself.
Now, all 3 of them have made big plays so far. Big run. I think he's the first player from Molina High School we've had. First down inside the 30.
Hopkins back underneath behind Golson, and Hopkins gets the call, tripped up, trying to break loose. Not going to happen. They'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Crowfoot was able to get past the block by Jason Bethel.
2nd down and 10.
Well, that's something. We've had big gainers in the last several runs, starting at our 1-yard line, Rob.
Well, the good news is we're at the 25, so if the drive does stall, we're in plenty of territory for Gish to try to cut this lead to 1, but they'd much rather see 6 go on the board.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him pass.
See
They're
a
set
McDonald
up to run.
pass, possibly. Now Golson's going to keep it himself. And he rumbles forward down inside the 20, right near the 20-yard line. Bring up 3rd and about 3 or 4.
Now, they just had 2 wideouts on the play, and I was expecting to see them pass out of a run formation. They've got the big tight end in there, Caleb Shelley. Golson faked the handoff. Now they've got 2 tight ends in there with Tyler Jenkins, number 5, Shelley, number 88. It looks like a running play.
Golson sends Benton right, Donald left. Looks to pass, quick pass to his main man, McDonald. Pass complete near the 18, 17-yard line. It's going to be real close for a first down.
That was a sure-handed tackle there by Xavier McFalls, because if he doesn't make the stop, he's gone. And it's going to bring up, looks like 4th down.
4th and inches, and the Lions are going to go for it. They believe they can keep this drive alive. Absolutely. Definitely run formation here. Direct snap. To who else? Number 12 on this drive, Troy Griffin, and he's got the first down.
Boy, I love the look of that play. They faked real well. Golson was going to pitch the ball out to Benton.
And are they going to call for a measurement? There's the direct snap, and Griffin right over right tackle, outside right tackle, and looked to me like he easily had the first down. They are going to measure this. I want to take a closer look at it. As we're near the 5-minute mark left in the ball game, or left in the first half.
Our spotter J.W. Tabor is holding fingers apart. I'm not sure if that means he wants one of those double stuffed Oreo cookies, or it's going to be that close of a call here on the measurement.
You know, you put his face in the program and he just comes to life. He's a happy man.
Well, you know, these teachers here in the Waxahachie School District, they've got something going. Well, the official.
And here comes the measurement.
Looks like he's pointing straight ahead. We've got the first down.
First down, Lions.
It was a little closer than I thought, the way the play developed. We started at our 1-yard line. We've been methodically moving the ball upfield, starting with the first play, big burning run. Lions are hungry.
Got the ball about 8 minutes left in the play, so about a 3.5 minute drive. Golson from the shotgun, looks right, throws down the middle. He's got a receiver.
Right off his fingertips. Don't tell me.
Who was that? That was Moore, I believe. It was Dylan Moore. Had 2 hands on it. You got to haul that in,
Yeah,
Mark.
here's a replay of it. He's open over the middle. He throws.
You got to catch that ball.
That's a touchdown.
I know it was about in front of it. You have 2 hands on that ball. You need to bring that in.
Yeah, he's shaking his head in the huddle. And he's usually a good money ball player with the ball in the end zone.
Golson led him a little bit, but again, he was there. One hand, I could give him some slack, but two hands, pull that in, Mr. Moore.
I think he had an eye on that safety drifting over. Going to be second and 10.
Now, 3 receivers left. Quick fake. Golson hands it off, and it's a touchdown, James Hopkins. Fooled everybody. Hopkins run up the middle. Wide open lane. Touchdown, Southwestern.
That was the look that you get when you start to involve McDonald in the play. He brings the house in with the big touchdown. Number 4, James Hopkins.
So, we began with Griffin, and punching it through is Hopkins.
Here's the replay of it.
Look at that hole. All kinds of room. Walks in.
Run.
And here comes the PAT attempt from Gish to give the Lions a 3-point lead, and it is good. 10-7 in favor of Southwestern on a 99-yard drive.
Wow, that was a great play action fake by Golson. How long was the drive, Rob?
3:39, quick drive, 9 plays, mostly on the ground. Look at that hole. Hopkins had all kinds of daylight.
He
walked right through the middle of the defense.
I was gonna say, he hit it so fast. Number 33, Adrian Hopkins, the linebacker, just wasn't able to get there to plug the hole up fast enough.
Looks like the shade is finally reaching the Yellow Jackets fans. Either that was a huge cloud cover, but either way, temperatures are slowly dropping here in Waxahachie on a Saturday night. A muggy Saturday night here in North Texas. Howard Payne was founded actually 38 years before Southwestern, and we're pretty well-established school. 1889, Howard Payne was founded by John D. Robnett, pastor of First Baptist Church in Brownwood, Texas.
And he was partnered in that founding by Noah T. Byers, a blacksmith. I like that. You got the spiritual and you got the temporal.
And here's why it's important. Did you know that that blacksmith shop is where Texas declared her independence? So there you have it, something you did not know. March 2nd, 1836.
You weren't there, were you, Rob?
I was not there.
1836 in a blacksmith's barn.
The Jackets will take over at their own 20-yard line. Inside 5 minutes to play. Real nice drive. Again, a huge chunk of that came on that early play from Troy Griffin, and then it was just a lot of run and pound, a couple short passes, and then James Hopkins finishes off a wonderful drive that lasted less than 4 minutes to get the Lions a lead again.
And something that was very positive that came out of that drive, besides the lead, the defense got to rest.
Absolutely.
They haven't had much chance to do that so far this season.
Building that 3-5 package, you see 5 linebackers right behind the 3 down linemen. They'll rush 3.
And they're
getting to him, and they got him. A huge sack on Robert Young pushes the Jackets back to the 8-yard line.
It was Jeremiah Mott again. When we last saw him, he sacked him earlier on the play down at the goal line.
And Young is slow to get up on the play. He is definitely shaken up as Mott put the hurt on him. That 3-man rush was a bull rush. And in no time, Young was on the run, and he is not up yet.
6 foot, 215-pound sophomore from Slidell, Louisiana.
And there's Young back on his feet. That's always nice to see.
If that was, if we were playing soccer, you would expect that. You know, they get down and it's like they've broken their leg.
There's some acting there, I believe. But here it is again. Mott sheds his blocker and just looks like Young came down hard on his left shoulder.
He may have just knocked the breath out of him.
That is also very possible. That's a, hey, I wouldn't want to do that. Have Mott come at you with a full head of steam. Get me out of here.
I'm telling you.
Second and 25. As Zachary Alvarado in at quarterback, and he'll keep it himself.
And he came in a little bit last week for the Jackets, threw a couple of passes. Neither were complete.
He is a sophomore from Bryan, Texas, near College Station, and we are getting word that they fell to the Crimson Tide earlier this afternoon. Alvarado now looking at a 3rd and forever. 3rd and 23 with 4 minutes remaining in the first half. He's going to roll left, stops, throws. He's got a man. Pass complete the 25 down to the 30-yard line.
It was number 3, Joshua Kennedy. He had a reception.
There's a flag on the play.
Kennedy is from Fort Worth, played at Southwest Christian, and transferred from Oral Roberts up in Oklahoma. Was the flag at the end of the play?
It was near the end of the play.
No, it wasn't. It might have come out late. Okay.
We saw it late. It's going to be against Howard Payne.
Illegal procedure. That'll work for the Lions. That'll move them back. It's like the play didn't even happen. Jackets sideline not real happy with that call.
How about this defense coming to life here, putting the pressure on the quarterback and keeping the Jackets? You know, I think that hurry-up offense may be going away. And the Lions are going to decline that and bring up 4th down, which I'm not sure why it took that long to figure out, but
I think they just needed to catch their breath.
pretty much a no-brainer there. Back is a dangerous man, number 30 or number 12 at the 35. It's Griffin again. He's good in the open field, and he's up near the 40 now as Epler prepares to punt. And that backs up Griffin at his own 30. And he's dragged down to 32. And another penalty flag flies near the 30.
I think it's going to be a block in the back on the Lions. Anytime you see it right where that ball's being caught.
Usually a clip.
It was a block in the back.
Well, that'll cost them at least 10. We'll have the ball with 3:33 left, but
that was a
Big
that
Ten
ball
off
was,
off
was
the
about
yardage.
a 40-yard punt.
It's a good punt. 15-yard.
42 yards on the kick. The Lions are going to start at their 20 with 3:33 left. The one thing you don't need is a turnover here.
No, absolutely not. You don't want to give the Jackets a chance to tie it up with a quick late field goal. Get this thing out at least to midfield. McKinley, top of your screen. Benton down low. Here comes Golson from the shotgun. He's going to keep himself. He's got a block. He dives his head forward down to the 28-yard line, a gain of about 8 yards.
Was looking for Bethel to pick somebody up. That block didn't come, but he still was able to pick up 8 yards. Nice speed and a nice decision by Golson.
Nicely blocked from Bethel as well. Very nicely blocked. Howard Payne looks like they're in a 3-4 defense, and they've been that way since the opening kickoff. Now they send a 4th man up. Now they've moved to a 4-3. They'll look to bring the heat. Golson hands it off to Colton.
It was a nice tackle there by number 20, Xavier McFalls, and you thought for a second that Colton wasn't going to be able to keep his balance, but he did long enough to
move the chains
again. Well, you know what? You said the OC, Frank Tristan, promised you they were going to run the ball more and better today.
Didn't lie. And Hopkins has had his share already. As the Lions only score, quick pass, screen, pass complete to McKinley. They've run this play a lot. But the Lions aren't able to get much out of that play.
Yeah, it looked like he threw the pass behind him, so it may go down as a pitch or a run to McKinley. He ended up losing a yard.
They ran that play a lot. I think too much, to be honest, last week against Bethany College. And McKinley just was never able to get a good full head of steam or have a decent set of blockers. And he averaged maybe 1-2 yards gain on those passes. So, but they seem to see something here today. They like that screen pass. Golson now is going to hand it off up the middle. Is that Colton again, Mark? I believe it is. That was actually Griffin on the play.
That was Griffin. Those passes out wide will work a lot better if our receivers can actually get a seal block or sustain. And I haven't seen a whole lot of really good blocks out there on the edge.
Donald out on the island on the left side. Benton up top. Golson looks to pass. He's got a man with a little pass complete down to the 40, 45. Is that Shelley? I believe
it was Shelley, and he's gonna pick up another first down. That play worked several times in big third downs a week ago. He's got good hands. He does rumble like Jay Novacek. We're going to give him full credit for that.
He's got the frame that looks kind of like a Jay Novacek.
I think he wears cowboy boots. So we'll have to check and see.
Not talking about shoes this week. Golson going to keep it. Now a short pass incomplete to McKinley. It is a forward pass, so incomplete. It looked like Golson changed his mind, was going to run with it, and saw McKinley wide open, and so gave it a shot, but McKinley maybe wasn't ready for that pass.
Either that or he was already thinking about what he was going to say after making a big gain, but it was a play action, and then he starts to run. Then he goes back to the pass.
Wilson may have fooled himself on that one. He had a lane to run around the right tackle. 2nd down and 10. About a minute left, minute 07. And it's going to be Hopkins again, and he's dragged down near the 47-yard line, a gain of 3.
I think the Lions are content to let the clock run. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to pick up a big gainer here before the end of the half.
Try to get Gish into his range. Golson's got Hopkins behind him. He's going to look to throw. He looks downfield. Now he scrambles, sets his feet.
Is open deep, or what?
He's got a man open, and it's caught. A great catch from Shelby. Dylan Moore. That's Dylan Moore on the reception. Inside the 10, down to the 6-7 yard line. Dylan Moore. We were talking about Shelby so much, but it was Dylan Moore in on that play, and he got way downfield.
You know what? After dropping the sure 6 earlier, he grabbed onto that thing like it was that bacon avocado burger at Whataburger.
And now the Lions in a no huddle. And here's Hopkins again. He pushes it through. Touchdown, Lions.
Quick
making it look easy. James Hopkins puts the Lions up.
It looked like a for sure pass, and they went with the run up the middle. Who would have thunk it?
Puts him up at least 9, maybe 10 now, pending the PAT. And Hopkins getting all kinds of action in game number 2 of this season.
2 late scores in the first half put the Lions up. Got to be impressed with that drive.
And Gish makes good on the PAT, and just like that, the Lions, 10 unanswered points, 9 plays, 67 yards, took just over 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 9 seconds, really punctuated by that 40-plus yard pass play to Dylan Moore.
24 seconds left, 17-7, and early in the game, the Jackets had a chance to go up 14 if they had punched in the first possession. Here's the big pass.
Threw that ball from about the 37, and it was caught near the 7, so about a 50, 60-yard pass caught near the 8. He just out-jumped the defender. The tight end getting some air,
well,
Mr. Mark.
He had great position on him while we're seeing
the band's fired up. Everyone's fired up. I'm fired up. Strike up the band. And there's our very own Tyrone Block leading his troops in the battle on the sidelines.
What we need now is the 1968 version of The Horse to be played by the band. Might even get me turning around in this swivel chair, Rob. Chad Deeren is teeing it up. 24 seconds left. We need good coverage here to not give them a chance at all in the closing seconds.
There's Deeren's kick. He sends it deep down the right side. Going to be taken at the inside 3 yards inside the end zone, and out now to the 20, down to the 25, and on his head. That was McKinley on the tackle. How about McKinley playing a little defense?
He upended him.
Literally upended him, put him right side down. Look at McKinley.
There's a replay of it.
Takes out Tristan Fuentes, puts his head on the grass. McKinley, the top of your screen, wraps him up and then just pulls him up, and
you know, he hog-tied him.
It is a hog tie.
Exactly. Look
we
at
ain't,
that.
We ain't roping calf here, Mr. McKinley.
Yeah, he almost grabbed 2 legs and made a wish.
Back to live action now.
They're running the wishbone.
Pass incomplete. Zachary had nowhere to throw, no receivers, wide open. He just got rid of that ball in an open space. So bring up 2nd and 10 with just 8 seconds remaining. And the Lions, with those 17 points, 17 unanswered points.
And Payne has got 4 wide receivers, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Going to try to make something happen here in the closing seconds.
See how strong Zachary's arm is. He's going to run it instead. Elect to probably run out the clock. Still on his feet and at the 40. He's wrapped up by Dylan Snyder, number 18, or Dalton Snyder, number 18. And that is halftime here at Lumpkin Stadium as the Lions have surged back into the lead. And now this is not a good sign. Mo Monserrat, number 2, walking off the field pretty gingerly. Really was an unnecessary play for him to try to attempt anything, and Monserrat will have to check on him as starting cornerback. Usually strong safety, beginning in the cornerback today, Big Mo. And they're going to put 20 seconds, actually 2 seconds back on the clock. So there is time for one more play.
I thought the time had ran out.
It looked like time had run out for sure on a running play, but the referees stopped the ball, or perhaps HPU called their last, or one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So we have 2 seconds left, so hold the presses. One more play left till the end of the half.
I doubt this one's going to be a run. He's got to throw up a Hail Mary. Look him to go to the left side.
And here's a blitz.
He's
they bring
right
4. Alvarado in trouble. Heaves it up, and it's going to be Caught and still on his feet. And now finally dragged out of bounds is number 80. Wow, that was scary. Colby Micah again. Somehow came down with that ball and eluded a couple defenders and nearly ran it in.
Here's a replay. I think it was deflected off of a DB's hands.
At this point, it's anyone's ball, and look what I found, says Mr. Colby Micah. And right here, he sheds that tackle, turns the corner, and right here, he's got all kinds of daylight, thankfully, shoved out of bounds there.
Kyle Flood was the defensive back who looked like he got a hand on it.
And look,
got up and made the tackle.
Mick was trying to lateral it back to somebody else, but he was already out of bounds. Kind of a scary play there, Mark, to close out the half.
Right, if he had a little bit of speed, but they were just fortunate to come away with that big reception.
Your halftime score here at Lumpkin Stadium, 17-7 in favor of the Lions. We'll take a quick commercial break here on the SAGU Sports Network. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.